If you're a new real estate agent looking to crush it out the gate, this video is for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the 5 things you need to do in the first 30 days in order to build up momentum as a brand new real estate agent. Real estate is one of the toughest industries you can get into despite what a lot of people think, hence why there is an 87% failure rate, and I want to help make sure that you don't become one of those statistics. I'm going to break down exactly what you need to do in order to pick up off the ground and do really well as a new agent. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. What's up guys, it's Mike Sherrard. Thanks so much for tuning in as always, and this is going to be a great one for all of the new agents out there. So you're a new agent, you're licensed, you got your brokerage picked, and now you're ready to build momentum. But what happens is most of the time people fall flat on their face, and the reason being is because they haven't done the 5 things that I'm going to talk about in this video. The first thing is so important. It's to dial in a schedule. Now this sounds obvious, but the majority of people don't actually do it. If you want to see the exact schedule that I created that helped me make $120,000 in my first year in the toughest market in North America, click above and I'll have a video where I actually show you step by step from start to finish, 4 in the morning until midnight, everything I did throughout the day. But having a schedule is so important, especially for new agents, because what's going to happen is that you're going to see all of these shiny pennies. You're going to go on YouTube, you're going to hear about cold calling, door knocking, social media, all these platforms, open houses, contracts. You're going to feel so overwhelmed, and then as a new agent, you're going to be trying to channel your time all over the place. And when you're all over the place, you don't make progress. So as a new agent, you need to have a dialed in schedule where you know what you're going to be doing almost every hour of the day. I know that sounds crazy, but as a new agent, you don't have much accountability because you don't have a boss, you have nobody to report to. Even if you're on a team, you still don't have somebody that's holding your hand through the process, and you need to make sure every hour of the day you're doing income producing or needle moving activities in order to scale. Now, number 2, you need to decide on a method of prospecting. Here's a big misconception is that people say you need to start out with cold calling. Others say you have to start out with door knocking. Some say you have to start out on social media. All of it is somewhat true, but not entirely true. What you need to do is try it all in the first 30 days and see what works for you. I tried door knocking, cold calling, I tried everything within the first 30 days, and I realized that for me personally, in terms of traditional prospecting, door knocking worked the best. So I started door knocking, and I haven't cold called a single day in my life since my first month in real estate because it just wasn't for me. So try it all and see what is the best reflection of your personality and you are actually enjoying doing. Because if you absolutely hate cold calling and you dread waking up every single day hitting the phone, yeah, it's gonna work, but you're gonna hate your life while doing it. But ultimately, there is gonna be some form of prospecting that you dislike slightly less than some of the others, and you wanna make sure that you pick that one to go all in on in order to build momentum as a brand new real estate agent. Now, the third thing you wanna do is create all of your social media platforms and build out a plan. We all know that social media is here to stay. We all understand that as real estate agents, it's really important to get in front of people, be where their attention is, which is on phones, on laptops, on mobile computers, on everything, tablets. And you want to make sure that you do have a strong presence on social media. But within the first 30 days, what you want to do is create and optimize all of your profiles. If you do want to see an exact example of how to get started on social media as a brand new real estate agent, click the video above where I do have a full video breaking down exactly step by step how to get started on every single platform. But within the first 30 days, you don't need to get started on every platform. You just have to set up the foundation. So create your Facebook page, optimize your LinkedIn bio, set up your YouTube channel, dial in your Instagram profile and switch it to a business page. Just make sure that you've got the foundations built on every platform so that going into months 2, 3, 4, 5 and onward, you'll be able to start leveraging marketing, posting, content, and doing everything that's going to help you start to attract business. But as a brand new agent within the first 30 days, you want to set up all your profiles, you want to create a plan, and you want to have some sort of execution strategy of how you're going to build your brand, what platforms you want to be more active on, and exactly what you're going to do in order to start building momentum on all of these platforms. Now, number 4 is probably the most important one, which is honing your craft. A lot of people don't do this and they end up running into costly mistakes. you need to spend a couple hours a day or an hour a day studying your local real estate market, understanding the statistics, honing in your craft with your objection handling whenever you're prospecting. You need to be able to handle objections, have your scripts dialed, and understanding this market data is going to be so important because as a new agent within the first 30 days, if you do get somebody reaching out to you asking about listing their property or asking about buying and they want to know stats about your market, if you cannot answer those questions with confidence and authority, then people are going to see that you're a new agent. The biggest thing within your first 30 days is honing in your skills to the point where people do not question your age, people don't question how long you've been in the industry or how much business you've done. If you hone your craft to the point where you speak with confidence about any question that people ask you, nobody's going to have those objections for you to even handle because they see that you're a valuable resource. And almost every new agent that I see fails at doing this because they don't want to take the time and they just want to start running. But you need to build a solid foundation, and that does come by doing some level of studying and market analysis, where if people want to know, how the market's doing in this community, you should be able to have a good answer for it. If people are wondering how your market's doing this year versus last year or this quarter versus last quarter, you should be able to answer that. People should be able to ask you anything about the market, and even though you don't have to know exact numbers, you should be able to reference exact key points that you can deliver a message on that helps them feel like they got the right answer from you and that you actually know what you're talking about. Now, number 5 is getting some practice in. You want to make sure that you are hosting open houses for other agents. You want to make sure that you are potentially shadowing a top producer in your market or a top producer at your brokerage on a listing presentation, or while they're calling, or while they're knocking, or see what kind of ads they're running so that you can create something similar for yourself. You want to make sure that you're getting some real world experience so that you can start to get in front of clients. You can start to see some of your weaknesses. And what a lot of people fail to realize is that you are going to mess up a whole lot, and that's completely okay. So that's why it's good to do things like open houses as a new agent, because if somebody comes to the property and you don't really know what to say, it's not the end of the world. It's not a listing presentation. It's not a buyer consultation. If you mess up a conversation at an open house, who really cares? But it's good for you to get in the habit of really self-analyzing yourself and realize what your weak points are. Do you not know how to handle this objection? Do you feel like you struggle with communicating a powerful message? Do you not know the stats in your market? And where are you lacking? In the first 30 days, the biggest thing you need to do is build your foundation, hone your craft, and start to identify the various key weak points of your business so that you can start to hone them in, dial it in, and start to crush it in the months going forward. So if you're a new agent, if you have any questions, drop a comment below. Otherwise, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. As always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time.